Hi guys, I'm Hatton90 and welcome to my video on the best stacks to have in the MLS on Sorare. Major League Soccer is back. That's right, we're less than a week away from the kickoff in the 2024 MLS season, and I'm here to show you those best team stacks that I think are going to take down those challenger leaderboards and win you those juicy rewards. So let's get into it. First up, guys, I'm actually going to tell you a stack that I think you should not be running with. Yes, I know Lionel Messi is the GOAT, but the Inter Miami stack just won't win you enough rewards, I don't think, for how much it's going to cost you to get these 5 players together. I don't think they play every game, so I think you're just going to have to put up with lots of random DNPs. I think there's just so much better teams out there that consistently win you rewards. So yeah, sorry, let me know in the comments that I'm wrong on this, but I don't think I am. Now it's time for the first stat that I actually will be recommending to you. This is actually the stat that I'm going to be running with this season, and that is for the Seattle Sounders. They finished 7th overall in the MLS table, second in the Reference Conference. They did lose in the semi-finals, unluckily, to LAFC. But I think most Seattle fans will tell you last season was a bit of a disappointment. And a lot of the players' preseason interviews have said that they want to do better this year. So I'm backing them to be quite a good stack to have. It's fairly middle of the range price wise. £40 the current floor for the limited cards. I think they'll be kind of winning you those rewards quite quickly to make up for that. Fry kept 14 clean sheets last season, the most in the league. They conceded the joint fewest in 32 goals, so that's again a good defensive stack to have with him and Andrade. Fry recently had a new 2-year contract, so we know he's going to be the nailed number one, definitely at least this season. And they've let Cleveland leave on a free to Austin, so they definitely back Fry to be able to play quite well. In terms of fixtures, they've got Austin, Colorado, and Montreal all at home in the first 7. They're big fixtures. I'm expecting them to attack quite heavily. Next up, we have a stack for the team who start their season slightly earlier than everyone else due to their involvement in the Champions Cup midweek. That may be why their price is a little bit higher, around the £100 floor. But I think it's worth it for that price, for that extra utility, and for the kind of utility that this team will bring you. Speaking of utility, you've got Andre Blake in goal, who's nailed. He's even nailed in the League's Cup, where most teams will rotate. You're going to get the utility from him then. You also get the international utility. He's Jamaican's undisputed number 1. So lots of game you're going to be getting out of him. Team finished 5th overall in the MLS League, 4th in the Eastern Division, which again, like Seattle, I think they've found that a bit of a disappointing league, and they'd like to build on that this season. In terms of the stats, that forward kind of line of Carranza and Gazdag is going to get you DAs galore if they play like they did last season. Both of them ended on 14 goals each, which put them both in the top 10 for the MLS Golden Boot. Gazdag as well provided 11 assists, so those two linking up is going to be unreal for your scores. Just be aware, if you do pick Philadelphia, that Wagner misses the first game, so make sure you also pick up a Glesnes or a Harriel in order to cover yourself for that. Next up, we have the most expensive stack on the list, but there's a reason for that. The reigning MLS Cup winners, they concede a few, but they can score even more. Noted with the fact that Cucho Hernandez got 16 goals last season, including 2 hat-tricks in the same month. That put him 4th on the list of the top goal scorers for the league. He also put himself on the top assist for the leagues with 11 assists last season. The link up between him and Diego Rossi was just so good to watch. And in Aidan Morris, they've got an absolute tank that just links up between Darlington Nagbe and the defence, and Cucho and Rossi up top. You've got that Champions Cup utility because of the MLS Cup win. And I expect them to be one of the highest scorers, just like they were last season throughout the whole MLS, with 67 goals all season. So yes, they are one of the most expensive, but there's a reason for that. They're definitely going to give you prices. It's just whether you can stretch that budget. So far, if you've been watching this and thinking these team stacks are just too expensive for me, then Sporting Kansas City is the stack for you. Floor price at the moment coming in at around the 20 to 25 mark. Um, and I think the reason for that is that they finished 15th overall in the MLS. That got them a wild card though to the MLS Cup, and they made it through to the semi-finals. So they showed their mettle towards the end of the season. I expect them to carry that on and come back even stronger this season. They've got a couple of juicy games at the start, including the Earthquakes, Toronto, Portland. So hopefully they can utilise them and get off to a good start to carry that on in the season. Their main problem is they do tend to concede a few goals. So if they can improve on that this season, then I think they're a very useful outfit. In terms of DAs, you've got Polido, who finished the season with 14 goals, putting him in the top 10, and Eric Tommy finishing with 11 assists. So get them two to work well together with Soloy getting in a handful of both of them. Then this team could fly and definitely be worth more than that current 20 floor. So last up is my wild card stack. The reason why I call it a wild card stack is we just don't know which way it's going to go with this team. They finished 11th overall in the MLS. They just don't score. They tried to kind of correct that by bringing Arango in July from LAFC. He managed to get 6 goals before getting injured at the end of the season. Diego Luna as well at the end of the season was unreal in his form. For some reason wasn't really getting into side much at the start of the season, but I think they realised their mistake and I expect him to be fully in and ready at the start. So if you can get him firing and Arango fit, then this is a perfect team. But Math is solid at the back. 9 clean sheets last season, which puts him in the top 7 for the whole league. So yeah, I mean the price range of about £40 shows they're a bit middle of the road. Bulk of your money's being spent on Arango and Luna because I think they're gonna fire whether the rest of the team does or not. But you just gotta hope the rest of the team does. Well, thank you for making it to the end of the video, guys. Let me know in the comments below what MLS stacks you're going to be running with this season. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let's go and win those rewards together.